इमरान नहीं है ये तक आया। Hello everyone, welcome to this live stream. Today's topic, as you can see on the screen, that mixed tenses practice. Um, there are 50 sentences here about the tenses, and we are going to crack all of these one by one. Request you to share this stream with your family and friends, and double tap the screen. I shall begin with I shall begin with the first sentence, that is, I cannot talk right now, but or because I prepare dinner for my guest. I have first form in the parentheses, and I have to change it out according to the previous sentence. Okay, now let's begin. The first sentence that we have here is, I cannot talk right now because I prepared dinner for my guest. Okay, we have two parts of this sentence. The first part begins with, I cannot talk now. This is one clause. The one part of a sentence is called a clause. So this is first clause, and then we have because, that is a conjunction, and then next to a sentence is, I prepare for dinner. Okay, here are two clauses, and these two clauses are combined by a conjunction. When you have one clause and that clause talks about the present, can is the representation of present, and if you talk about in could, that would be the representation of past. So when you have one clause in the present tense, can't is showing the present tense. So when you have a tense, present tense, you have to use the present tense in the next clause as well. This is the first clause and this is the second clause. If you have can or can't or is, am, are, or has or have in one clause, you have to use the present in the next clause as well. So in this very sentence, we have this one, I cannot talk right now because I prepare dinner for my guest, because I am preparing dinner for my guest. I am preparing ring. Okay, the answer is of first sentence. I cannot talk right now because I am preparing dinner for my guest. I hope you all have understood. Now this is time for the next sentence that we have here. But before that sentence, like, share, and subscribe our channel, and also double tap the and share with this live stream with your family and friends. Okay, now let's move on to the next sentence. But before I go towards the next sentence, I should remove the things I have written on the screen. Okay, next sentence. This is the sentence that we are going to track now. She lived in London for 5 years before she moved to Paris. Okay, this sentence is the combination of two clauses. She lived in London for 5 years, and then we have before, that is a conjunction. She moved to Paris. This is another clause. Okay, here we have two clauses. If in any of the clauses we have second form of verb, the second form of verb, then we have to use in the other clause had plus third form of the verb third condition. Okay, she lived in London for 5 years. Let me correct it. If you have second form of verb in one clause, as we have here, she moved to Paris, then you have to use had, and plus had, actually had been, plus first form ing, first form and ing, because here the time is mentioned for 5 years, and if you have time in a sentence, you have to use had been with first form ing, present participle, this is called. Okay, now the answer would be she had been living in London for 5 years before she moved to Paris. I repeat, she had been living in London for 5 years before she moved to Paris. The rule is, if you have two clauses in a sentence and one clause has second form of the verb, that is the representation of past indefinite tense, you have to use had been plus ing form in that other clause. I hope I'm clear. Now we shall move on to the next sentence. The next sentence is this one, where I have made a tick. By the time the train arrives, this is one clause. We wait over 30 minutes. This is the second clause. Both these clauses are divided by a comma. Okay. By the time the train arrives, this clause is in present indefinite tense. If one clause falls in present definite tense, the second clause should also be in the present tense. That can be in, that can be present. Okay, we have the sentence that is, by the time the train arrives, we dash for over 30 minutes. These two clauses are, the first clause is in present definite tense, and if you have one clause in present tense, the second clause must also be in present tense, but that present can be anyone. For example, it can be present definite, it can be present continuous, it can be present perfect continuous. By the time the train arrives, we okay. If first sentence is present definite, the other will be in present, future indefinite if you are talking about the future happening. So sentence can be in this way: by the time the train arrives, we will be waiting for over 30 minutes. So this is the answer. Now the next sentence is the sun always rises in the east. When you have a natural phenomena in our sentence, we always use present indefinite tense. The sun always rises in the east. The answer is rises in the east. Last night, last is the symbol of past indefinite. Whenever you have last in any clause or in any sentence, you have to fill that sentence with past indefinite tense. So last night, while I uh, dash a book, the light suddenly went out. Now we have here while I dash a book, and then the light suddenly went. Okay. In the first sentence, we have while I read a book. It is while I was reading a book. I was reading a book. Sentence shows the continuous action, so it would be was reading. Was reading. Whenever we have a continuous action, we shall call it present participle with wherever the verb we have, helping verb. Okay. Last night, while I was reading a book, the lights went out. First clause would be in past continuous, and the next is obviously in. Next, now this is time for the next sentence and this one. If it rain tomorrow, if it rain tomorrow, this is one clause, comma, we will postpone the picnic. This is another clause. In the first clause, this is the rule set by the grammarians that if you have one clause in future definite, then this is essential for you to solve the next sentence or the previous sentence in present indefinite. So the answer is, if it rains tomorrow. If it rains tomorrow, we will postpone the picnic. I hope I'm clear, quite clear to you. Share this live stream with your family and friends and double tap the screen so that this live stream can be reached to many people. The next we have, they visited the museum when they were in New York last month. Last is always the symbol of past indefinite tense. And whenever we talk about past indefinite tense, we always use second form of the verb. Second form of the verb. So the answer is, they visited the museum when they were in New York last month. They visited the museum when they were in New York last month. So this is the answer. I hope I'm quite clear to you. And do double tap the screen and share this live stream with people around. Okay. The next one is, I think, this is the sentence I am going to explain. I think my brother become a doctor someday. I think, this is one clause. I think. And the other clause is, my brother become a doctor someday. In the first clause, a person is talking about his opinion when he says I think. The next is the prediction. Whenever you do a prediction, we have to use future indefinite. Future indefinite. So the answer is, I think my brother will become a doctor someday. My brother will become a doctor someday. The next is, he not finished his work yet. Yet is the symbol of uh, present perfect tense, and 90% it is used with the negatives. So the answer is, he has not finished his homework yet, but he will soon. But he will soon. So the answer is, let me repeat, he has not finished his homework yet. I hope you are getting my point. The next is, at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, I drive to the airport. Now, this sentence is in present, and the next sentence should be in future, because this sentence is talking about the future happening. It is a sort of a prediction. At 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, I shall drive to the airport. I shall drive to the airport. I hope I'm making sense and you are getting my point. You are understanding what I'm saying. You all are requested to share your knowledge in the comment section, and do let me know how are you liking this live stream. Do you like it, or do you want to ask something else that is in your mind, in your heart? Do share with me and let me know in the comment section. The next is, I'm going to explain this sentence. Before the 1990s, few people own a mobile phone. Okay, here the speaker is talking about a past happening. Whenever you have a past happening, you have to use past indefinite tense. So, in a past indefinite tense, it is essential for all of us to use past second form of the verb. Few people owned a mobile. Owned a mobile. So, the answer is owned. few people owned a mobile. I guess I'm clear. Share your comments in the comments section and let me know your opinion about this live stream, and let me know, are you getting my point? Are you getting me in? Okay, can you people hear me? Are very much interested in tenses and who want to learn more about these things and who want to learn many things about this one. That's why I have explained this thing so far. Now, this is the sentence that you can see on your screen. The sentence says, before the 1990s, few people own a mobile phone. Now the speaker in this sentence is talking about the past happening. So whenever you have a past happening, you have to use past indefinite. And in past indefinite, if the sentence is uh, positive, then you have to use second form of verb, and if the sentence is negative, you have to use first form with did not. So this is the thing that we have to keep in mind. Okay, now let's move on to the next sentence. The next sentence is, look, the children play happily in the park. Now, a person is addressed to the second person and he says, look, the children play happily in the park. This is this is a sentence that has the combination of two things. Look, this is present indefinite. The children play happily in the park. Now, this sentence can be solved in two ways. The first look is present definite, so we can use the present definite as well in the next clause, that is, the children play happily in the park. So we will use play if we uh, solve this sentence according to present indefinite. But if we want to do it some other way, what will be the answer? We can say the children are playing. The children are playing happily in the park. This can also be the answer. The children are playing happily in the park. Next sentence. This is the one. She never see a live performance before night. Before night. Okay. Now here is a habitual action. Whenever you talk about habitual action or whenever you talk about habitual things, you need to use present uh, indefinite tense. You need to use present definite. She never sees a live performance before night. This is the answer. Next is, how long you know your best friend. Now this sentence is also in present indefinite. Now how we know that this sentence is in present definite? If there is some habitual action, routine matter, or the knowledge of something that is common, then you have to choose present definite. So the friend's knowledge is a common knowledge that all the people have in their circle. So this sentence will be in present. So the answer is, how long do you? Because we use do with you You, I, we, you, and they, and with plural nouns. Okay, how long do you? We shall use here. Do you know your best friend? Okay, we use first form of the verb with do and does, and with he, she, it, and singular noun we use do in present definite, and with I, we, and you, they, and with plural nouns we use do. We use do and first form of the verb. Then next sentence we have, this is the sentence I'm going to explain. When she opened the door. Now, opened is the representation of past indefinite. So this clause, which begins with when and ends with door, when she opened the door. This is one clause, and this clause is in past indefinite. She saw that someone break the window. The next clause is also in past indefinite. She saw that someone broke the window. The answer would be broke. Okay. She saw, so is also past indefinite. So if you have one thing in past indefinite in one clause, the other thing also should be in past indefinite. She saw that someone broke the window. Okay, now this is time for the next. I'm going to explain this sentence. We go to the beach every summer when I was a child. Now, this there is one clause that begins with I was a child. This clause is in past indefinite. So when you have one clause in past indefinite, you have to write the other clause either with would have, and third form. The answer, one answer can be we would have gone to the beach every summer when I was a child. One answer to this line can be this. But there is another solution of this sentence that says if one clause is in past indefinite, this other clause should also be in past indefinite. If we go according to this formula, the answer to this line will be we went to the beach every summer when I was a child. So both these are accurate. You can opt any of these. The next sentence is this one. I promise I call you as soon as I get home. I promise I call you as soon as I get home. A person is bound, or a person is uh, determining that he shall call the other party. The first clause is I promise. This is in present indefinite. If one clause is in present definite and you have next a prediction or a future promise, then you can use future indefinite. So there will be future indefinite. I promise I shall call you as soon as I get home. So we will use call. I shall call you. The answer to this is I shall call you. I hope you are getting my point. Okay, guys, share your opinion in the comment section below and let me know if you are getting my point or not. Here is another sentence. The concert start at 7:30 p.m. according to the schedule. When you talk about some event that is going on or that is going to happen, you always use present definite. So the concert starts at 7:30 p.m. according to the schedule. The next sentence we have here is we just received the email from the company headquarters. This is the sentence. We just is the symbol of present perfect tense. So the answer is we have just have plus just plus third form of the verb. We have just received the email from the company headquarters. So this is the answer. I hope I'm clear quite to you. Next is they build that skyscraper for 2 years now. Whenever you have a fixed time duration with since and for, uh, actually the time duration with since and for, you have to use has been or have been. For time duration, you have a time duration as sentence. Use has or have been plus first form and ing. Always use this one. They have been, now the answer is they have been building that skyscraper for 2 years now. Now the next sentence is after the storm passed, the sun came out. Here are two clauses. The second clause is in past indefinite. So the other should also be in past indefinite. After the storm passed, the sun came out. After the storm passed, the sun came out. Next is my parents not travel much in their younger years. Now, it seems that a person is talking about the past event. So, whenever you talk about the past event, use past indefinite. In past indefinite, for the negatives, we use did plus first form of the verb. Did and first form of the verb. So, the answer is my parents didn't travel much in their younger years.